today, we're going to look at spelling of nouns and verbs, because that can be quite confusing. What is a noun, first of all? What's a noun? In a sentence, what's a noun? Right. That would be great, yeah? Good. Can you tell me which bit's the noun? Good, yeah, Bob, because there's a person, and the ice cream, that was the thing. Good. So a noun is?
A person, place, or
a person, place, or thing. Good. So, yeah, there's a good example. In your sentence, Bob was a person, so yeah, ice cream was the thing. So, person, place, or thing is the noun. So it might be a name, like Miss Lockwood, or it might be Willow Class, or Cadbury's, or it could be Witchford, or it could be table, chair, pencil, carpet, book, and so on. Yeah? Okay. What's a verb?
a doing word.
Yeah, a doing word. So it could be jump, skip, could be a verb for said, so it could be mumble, groan, mutter, wave, kick, all sorts of doing action type words. So the verb is the actual doing word, the noun is the person, place, or thing. So we're going to look at how we spell a word depending on whether it's a noun or a verb. Now, what does that say? Advice. Good. If you give somebody some advice, what do you do? What does that mean?
You tell them what to do or give them an idea.
Yes, you give them an idea of what to do. You're quite right, yeah. So you give somebody some advice, something that, it's a thing, yeah? So we talk about person, place, or thing, it's a thing. You give advice. Okay. If you advise somebody, it then becomes a verb, because it then becomes what you're doing. I am advising you about your homework, yeah? That's actually what I'm doing. So it then becomes a verb. And as you can see, when it's a noun, it ends in CE. When it's a verb, it ends in SE. Okay, so, device. We talk about particularly electronic devices, don't we? Yeah? A device is an object. So you might have an electronic device. If it becomes a verb, devise. Does anybody know what that means? That's what we use very often. If you devise something, what do you do? Anybody know?
Does it mean tell someone what to do something?
No, yes, I can see where you're coming from with that, but not quite right. If you devise something, you make it, you design it, you plan it, you think of the idea. So you might devise a new game. You might make a new game. You might devise a plan to do something. Yeah? You might devise a plan for making an Anderson shelter. So devise means to make something. It's the action again, it's the verb. So you're making something, you're planning something, you're designing something. It's not a word we hear very often. License. Okay, anybody think of an example of a license?
Is it like you got permission to do something?
Yes, well done, yeah. You've got permission to do something. So it might be, does anybody go fishing? If you go fishing, you need a fishing license, don't you? You need permission to go fishing. If you drive a car, you need a driving license. Yeah? Okay. And then the verb comes SE, and that's the actual action of allowing something, licensing it, it's allowing it to happen. So it becomes the action, the verb. Okay, this one catches a lot of people out, and I must admit, I always have to think twice about it. One of those tricky ones that people get in a muddle with. Okay. Practice. Yeah? That's when it's a noun, so you might have a veterinary practice. If you take your pet to the vet, it might go to a veterinary practice. Practice with an SE is when you actually do something. So you may practice, you might be practicing your handwriting, you might be practicing your football skills, you might be practicing your times tables. Whatever it is, you're actually doing it. Whereas this is a person, place or thing, and in this case a thing, so a veterinary practice is probably the best example I can think of. Okay? Right, so you've got 4 examples of that, and you've got some sentences on your sheet. The sentences have got gaps in, and what I want you to do today is to go through those sentences and fill in the gaps. Okay, we're going to focus just on the noun-verb work today. Tomorrow we will look at our Year 5-6 spelling words and revise the I before E and EI rule tomorrow, and because that fits with our Year 5-6 spelling words, we'll do all that tomorrow together with revising IE and EI. So go through the sheets, read the sentences and decide which one, is it a noun, is it a verb that's missing, and fill in the gaps. Okay?